Hello, warriors. This is Miss Lemons, and now we're going to go ahead and go over question number 2 for heat curves. Number 2 says, if 45 grams of liquid water was cooled from 100 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, what segments would we pass by and in what direction? Now remember, this is kind of starting off that step by step. So step 1 is to plot your starting and your ending point, which is what we're doing with 2A. So we are starting at 100 degrees Celsius and ending at 50 degrees Celsius. So we're moving right to left on the table. And you can also see that we're staying within segment 3. And this matters because it helps us figure out which formulas we're going to be using to calculate the enthalpy of the phase change. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and calculate the heat energy that's been released or absorbed due to this change in temperature. And you'll always be given these molar heats of the phase change. They are provided for you with every question, so expect that. You just need to know how to use them. So we've plotted our start and our end. Now we need to determine the formulas that we're going to use. Because we're staying in only segment 3, we know that we only need to use Q equals MCAT. So my setup should be as follows: 45 grams times 4.184 joules per gram degree Celsius, which is the specific heat of water. That's a standard, that's a constant that we use, we give it to you. And then we have the delta T, which is T final, which is 50, minus T initial, which is 100. So that gives us negative 50 degrees Celsius. I plug that into my calculator, multiply them all together, and I end up getting 9,414 joules. Negative 9,914 or 414 joules. Rounding that to sig figs, I end up getting negative 9,410 joules of heat released. And again, that is negative because it tells us the direction. You can kind of double check this too, because you know that you are cooling the system. So we are losing heat temperature, we're losing heat energy to the surroundings. So we should have a negative Q value. And also remember that if you have a negative delta T, you will also have a negative delta H, as well as a negative Q value. Excuse me.